Alright, let's cut to the chase. Today, I am going to be ranking every single Sonic special stage ever. I'm just going to be basically ranking how fun they are to play, and I think that's about all you need to know. If I'm being totally honest here, I've never actually played this game, but based on what people have told me on Twitter, everyone seems to agree Sonic Lost World 3DS's special stages are trash. You might think my opinion is invalid or something because I've never played it, but just look at this. It's like some weird gyro motion stuff. I'm just going off what other people have said. This looks not fun at all. Imagine you're 9 years old, you've got your 3DS, you've got Sonic Lost World, you're just trying to play some video games while you're waiting in the dentist's office for them to call your name, and then you go into a special stage and suddenly in the middle of the freaking waiting room, you gotta stand up and start turning around to aim Sonic into these... What is even happening? If I wanted to play Face Raiders, I would play Face Raiders, not Sonic Lost World 3DS's special stages. A lot of people actually don't know this, but Sonic 3D Blast had a release on the PC that has different special stages than both of the other releases on the Saturn and Genesis. And I mean, just looking at them should tell you basically everything you need to see. It's just a really crappy half pipe, and it's so far down because you are going to see soon there are a lot of half pipes on this list. Now here's a good one, Sonic Blast on the Game Gear. I actually made a video about this game, and I did go into the special stage once, and I mean, if you want to watch me experience pain, go watch that if you want. Yeah, it's just, they try and do some depth stuff, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work at all, it's impossible to tell where you need to jump and where you need to go. Sonic Triple Trouble's special stages aren't really special stages, as much as they are just little levels you have to play through to get the Chaos Emerald at the end. I mean, it's fine enough, but it's not really special or that different from regular gameplay, so that's why it's down so far. It's basically the same exact thing for Sonic Chaos. These ones seem to be a little bit more varied, which is why it's above Triple Trouble, and it also seems to use this Rocket Boots power-up quite a bit, but other than that, they're just normal stages on a time limit that are a little bit more out there than usual. The special stages in Sonic 4 are just not fun. The ring gates are annoying. Instead of moving Sonic, you just move the entire stage around him, and I'm pretty sure on the mobile version, you have to, like, turn your phone. The Sonic 1 special stages were already pretty bad, so this is just, like, super bad. They're really pretty difficult, too. I mean, the time limit isn't much of an issue, because you can just pause and restart it whenever you want, but, you know, that's kind of hard to do if you get flung into a goal thing. You don't really have the reaction time to pause and restart then. And then next up is Sonic 1 special stages. I really used to not like them. They've kind of grown on me a little bit more, but they still really aren't that great at all. They're just slightly better than Sonic 4's because they don't have ring gates, and also you're actually controlling Sonic, which gives you more control. There's all these like speed up and reverse things all over the sides. Like, no one actually uses these, right? You just gun it straight for the emerald. I don't really see the point in like having all these speed up and down things that happen if you touch them. This definitely works better as a bonus stage in Sonic 3. Hey, by the way, if you're enjoying the video, you should totally subscribe. Thank you. You can always undo it later. Okay. So for Sonic Advance 3, we're just gonna totally disregard how you actually get into the special stages, because, you know, otherwise these would be at the bottom. The actual special stages themselves are okay. They're not super great, but they're not super terrible either. On this plane, it's kind of difficult to tell where you have to go to pick up the rings, and sometimes it's like, I swear I grabbed that, but it didn't, and then you end up failing. You have to go back into the special stage. Anyways, once again, not super terrible, not really that great either. The special stages are another aspect in which Sonic 4 Episode 2 is better than Episode 1. They're pretty much just Sonic 2 special stages. I've always just found these a lot more boring than most of the other half pipes. Like, at least those keep you on your toes, and you're like, oh, am I gonna have enough rings to finish? But for some reason with Sonic 4, it always just seems like you're either, like, have enough rings or you don't, and you're just screwed. I don't know, this might be kind of a weird placement with my experience, but I don't know, man. Sonic Advance actually has a lot of the same issues as Sonic Advance 3. Sometimes you, like, swear that you grabbed a ring that's under you, but for some reason it doesn't give it to you and you fail. You can do this trick move in the air that, like, extends your hitbox, though, apparently, and I don't think it ever even tells you that you can do this. And there's even, like, some gates where you have to trick through it to get rings. I don't know why this is a thing. So pretty much whenever you run into rings, you're gonna be tricking, so it extends your hitbox. I don't know. It feels weird. The special stages in Sonic 3D Blast on the Genesis are very, like, mid-level. Firstly, they're super duper easy. Like, it just throws rings at you. And I mean, they look super cool for the Genesis, but, like, it's so easy, and it's pretty slow. There isn't really anything bad about it, but it just isn't that fun. The special stages in Gen's 3DS are actually basically basically just modernized versions of the Sonic Heroes special stages. The only real main downside is that they're super easy. You can pop all of these off first try, no sweat. I guess the upside is that it controls better than Heroes, at least. Speaking of Heroes, I know that a lot of people are gonna disagree with me putting Sonic Heroes in the middle of the list because for some reason everyone hates the Heroes special stages. But really, I do not see the big deal. Like, yeah, they don't control super great, but once you get the hang of it, it's like actually fun. The only reason they're above Generations 3DS is because they're actually kind of difficult compared to that, but otherwise these are about the same. The Sonic Advance 2 special stages just kind of reminded me of the planes in Sonic CD without the UFOs. And I'm pretty sure that Zero from Sonic Adventure is following you? What's up with that? I don't know, these ones are weird. They're definitely the best of the Advance games though, because you know, when you actually run into a ring, it actually gives it to you instead of phasing through you. Overall pretty fun, nothing too special about it. Keeping up with the trend of Sonic Game Gear games basically just being modified levels for the special stages is Sonic 1 on the Master System, or Game Gear I guess. Now yes, I know that I ranked Chaos and Triple Trouble pretty low because they're just like not very modified versions of normal levels, and Sonic 1 on the Master System is kind of the same thing, but the Sonic 1 Master System levels have like springs everywhere and the time limits are tighter. It just feels more like a mini game than you're actually just playing through a level, you know? And you know, if we put aside the kind of lack of originality here, they're just pretty fun to play through. A lot of special stages feel really frustrating, but honestly, these ones are just nice. And sometimes you don't need to be original, sometimes you just gotta be nice. There really isn't that much to say about Sonic Pocket Adventure. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the sprites in this game, and I think it's a really cute game overall, but like, the special stages really aren't anything too special. It's quite literally just a worse version of the Sonic 2 special stages, you know, speaking of Sonic 2. Now, if we were talking the Sonic 2 remake on mobile phones here, this would be so much higher. But I know a lot of people would get mad at me if I counted Sonic 2 as that, and I know a lot of people would be mad at me if I put the original Sonic 2 special stages any up higher than this, so here we are. One of the best half pipes in the series is still the original, honestly. Sonic 2 does it right. The only reason it's this low is because Tails can mess you up a bunch and the draw distance sucks on the Genesis. And I mean, both of those are fixed in the remaster, so should I just count both of them? I don't know. Sonic 3D Blast on the Saturn is also a really good example of a half pipe. I love the Sonic Jam models, which is what's used in this, and he just looks so cute. Look at him. The music for this slaps, the aesthetic's pretty good. It's just generally a basic half pipe, but it's just good fun. It's above Sonic 2 because you can actually see ahead of you. Ah yes, Blue Spheres, the special stage loved by all, except for me apparently. I don't know if it was just me playing it a million times in Sonic Mania that made me not like it very much, but Blue Spheres is just boring. Like, yeah, it's kind of fun once things start getting fast and it gets all tense, but I don't know, I just don't like it that much. I don't really know how to explain it. I know that a lot of people would probably rank Blue Spheres higher than I'm ranking it in this list, so I know that might ruffle some feathers, I guess. We're on a half pipe roll here because when it comes to half pipes, Sonic Rush does it the best. Instead of feeling all slippery and weird using a joystick, you have precise control of where Sonic is at all times using the touchscreen of the DS. He snaps right to wherever you touch pretty much instantly, and so you have just point precision control of him. This lets the level design in the special stages do some just crazy stuff. Look at this. How would you dodge this if you didn't have super control over him? There's also these bumpers on the side, which when you run into, throw you up in the air and make you do a bunch of tricks. These start out really easy and have a really good difficulty scale up to being really hard. Overall, this is just a really good half pipe special stage. The DS was perfect for this. The Knuckles Chaotix special stages are kind of like, what if we had a half pipe, except instead of being a half pipe, it was like a hexagon, and also you could go on the ceiling. You have to collect these blue spheres here. There's also rings. The difficulty's just really well tuned, and it's just fun to play through. This is definitely the best special stage on the 32X. I already mentioned Sonic CD when talking about Sonic Advance 2, because it's basically just a better version of those special stages. Your goal is to break open these UFOs, which yes, can be kind of jittery, and yes, it feels a little bit weird sometimes, and yes, the remaster fixed both of these issues similar to the Sonic 2 remake, so I don't know why I'm not including the remasters on this list, but overall, this is definitely the best special stage on the Sega CD. Okay, so this is going to be kind of controversial here, and I know this might show my bias, but number 3 is going to be Sonic Rush Adventure. The special stages basically just take the wakeboarding from the, wakeboarding gameplay, and then they put you in a race against Johnny, who's also on a wakeboard. I know this isn't an opinion that a lot of people have, but I really, really like controlling the wakeboard, and I think these races are just sick. If you get behind Johnny, he has these, rings that you can go through, and it boosts you faster. I'm pretty sure he literally throw stuff at you in the harder ones. And these special stages get really, really hard. Like, some of these races are super tight. You need to make sure you upgrade your wakeboard and, like, actually learn how to use it and make sure you use your boost properly and all of that. I think that a race like this is the perfect setting for the wakeboarding gameplay, so I'm really glad they incorporated that into the special stage. And yes, I know it's not entirely original because it's just basically an extension of gameplay that's used elsewhere, and I know I dock points on other ones for doing that too, but I think this is like a really cool extension. I mean, you're doing a wakeboarding race. That's just cool. So yell at me in the comments all you want, but I know in my heart that these special stages are sick as frick. So you know how I said Sonic Rush is the peak half-pipe? I lied, kind of. The Sonic Colors DS special stages are kind of just like the Sonic Rush special stages upgraded. It's on the same system, so you still have that precise control, and yeah, it's basically still just a half-pipe. But instead of just collecting rings and going through ring gates like every other half-pipe, there are colored balls that you need to pick up, depending on like which one it tells you to get. And it just throws these balls at you everywhere, and there's big bouncing flying balls everywhere. And as I said before, it's just a more interesting version of the Rush special stages, which were already really good. And on top of all of that, this music slaps. I really wish we had an uncompressed version of this song, because it's so good. Okay, so, you know, I thought people would call me biased for the Sonic Rush Adventure one, but I know people are gonna call me biased for this one. I mean, yes, it's obviously Sonic Mania.
But BillehBawb, you just like that because Sonic Mania is your favorite Sonic game.
No, Sonic Mania isn't even my favorite Sonic game. I just make a lot of videos about it because it's a really sick Sonic game. And also, making videos about Sonic Rush is hard because of the stupid aspect ratio. Please, Sega, just make a port to the Switch. It doesn't need to have the dual screen thing. Then I will make so many Sonic Rush videos, please. Yeah, anyways, I don't know what to say about the Mania special stages that hasn't been said already. They're fun. They're actually like really, really enjoyable. The difficulty is really well tuned, except for maybe the 5th Chaos Emerald. And then the Encore special stages are just brutal. They're entirely original. They're fun to blast through. Just upgrading your speed is super fun. The dynamic of whether I should pick up the rings on this run or pick up the spheres on this run is so good. They're just well designed. They're fun. They look cool. I don't know what more you could ask for, really. And so I guess that's my ranking of all 25 Sonic special stages ever. I know a lot of people are probably going to disagree on a lot of parts of this. So, I mean, hey, if you hate me and you disagree with me, make sure to leave a comment. Got to get that algorithm going. Make sure to leave a dislike, because you know what they say. No negative attention is... Any attention's good attention. Yeah, that's what they say. But I mean, if you didn't hate it, you can leave a like, and you can also subscribe if you enjoyed, you know. I'd also like to give a thank you to all my channel's current members, such as everybody you can see on screen, including Carter Uncle. If you'd like to give me money, make sure to hit the blue join button next to the subscribe button, and a nice little video about memberships will pop up. You think give me money works better than get some great perks for yourself, such as having your name read off at the end of every single video? I don't know, let me know. I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.